Oops, wrong button. Good evening. Okay, let's just adjust that because it was well out, wasn't it? It's only because I decided last minute I wanted some white paint from right over there. And yeah, it was right at the bottom of the box. It's one of my ratty ones as well, but it's fine. It's fine for what we want it for tonight. Anyway, so Wednesday night we're going to have some fun. We're going to have a bit of crafting. I just realised I look like a ghost. There we go. That's a little bit better. So yeah, we're just going to get playing. I have grabbed a tag, but I wanted a black tag, but I didn't have any black tags, and then I couldn't find any black card either, so it wasn't going very well, was it? And so I basically cut down some card, but I'll show you that in a minute, and we'll just take it from there. I've already got my ink sorted, I know, so I've got my ink sorted, I've got my stamp sorted apart from one which I'm going to have to go rooting for in a minute, but we'll find that. Yeah, I'm just going to have some fun with a bit of tags and some oxides, I think. So should we get going? Good evening, Maxine. There we go. I've got my things in different places. Just it's the little things that confuse me, isn't it? There we go. So you can see it's still not in the right place. You can see the ratty edges. There we go. Right. So I have got in front of me. Well, we'll start with my tags, shall we? And then we'll talk about that a bit. So my tags. I've taken one of the, I think it's size 8 tags. Says size 9. Let me have a look. The ones I always use. My craft tags. What size are they? Size number 8 size tag. And I basically traced it, got the same size on some blue card because I couldn't find my black, which is really annoying. I'm just going to pop my corners on, and then what I've done is I've created a little one to go just inside it. My chair's really squeaky, I do apologise. There we go. So I've created a little white one because all I wanted was a bit of a border, and then I've got this white one which we're going to work on. I'm going to put that back in the packet. I can never remember the sizes. It's easy just to grab a tag and chop around them. I've got the squeaks on, haven't it, this chair tonight? There we go. So all I'm going to do, you can see where I've just marked around that one. I'm going to grab my scissors. I'm going to have to move this chair. There you go. Doesn't take much to stop it squeaking. Well, maybe. I'm going to trim my corners off anyway, just like that, and like that. Like I said, I did want black, but I found this very pearly. I don't know if you can quite see it. It's a pearlescent dark blue, which actually fits really well with what I'm thinking we're going to do tonight. And then all I'm going to do, that's from another project, so I'll leave that up there. I've got stuff all over my desk at the moment. And all I'm going to do on this one is I'm just going to take my corners out again. Somewhere around there. Let's twist it around and take that one out as well. There we go. Good evening, Mrs. Thomas. Not seen you in ages. You'll be glad to know. Oh no, well, Groot's still getting annoyed. We got a lovely fish tank the other day, and the kids put a Groot statue in it, and the poor thing is just getting pestered. Pestered, it is. Right, so you can see there or thereabouts we have got, there you go, nice little border on that. So that is what I'm going to start working on. There's my tag. I have got my colours already chosen. I know, shocker. Oops. Let me put them up there. He's happy to have the attention. I'm not sure. The poor thing, Groot just stands there and he's got these little, they're called suckerfish, and they're just stuck to him all the time. Not fair. That's not what he signed up for. So I'll show you this bit first. Those of you that have been with us for a while will remember Crafty Jack. This is one of the very first stamps I designed years ago, and it was, well, it was A6 in size then. So we're gonna have Crafty Jack back, but what I decided was I actually wanted a smaller version of it as well. So what I've done is I've created it a lot smaller, as you can see. It's about A7 size, maybe a bit smaller than that. I How daft is... Oh, yes I can. I was going to say I haven't got anything to measure him by, but I have. So he is 2.5. Oh no, he's not. Yeah, he's 2.5 inches by 1 3/4 ish. Yep. So that's our little one. Then, like I say, Crafty Jack, the original Crafty Jack, is much bigger. So some of you who've been with us a very long time will recognise this little stamp that we're going to use tonight. So there's that one. And then I have chosen some colours. I've decided I wanted, we've got a Seedless Preserve, Blueprint Sketch and Chipped Sapphire. Because I wanted quite a regal, because we're using Crafty Jack, I thought quite a regal colour scheme there. So we've got our purples and our blues. And actually it works really well now with this dark blue in the background that we're going to use. So let's start putting some colour on, shall we? I'm going to start with my palest first. So let's move them two out of the way. And we're going to grab our Seedless Preserve. And I just want loads of colour, loads and loads of colour. The more colour the better. The deeper and richer the colour. There we go. So you know me, I like my kitchen roll. Oops. Need to slow down, don't I? There we go. And we're just going to start popping splodges on. Lots and lots of colour. I was umming and ahhing whether I wanted to do this with the inks or oxides tonight. So I ended up with my oxides. But I think it'd look just as nice with our inks. You can see how much colour I'm putting on there. I'm really layering it on. There's my purple, my Seedless Preserve. Lovely rich colour. I'm going to grab our Blueprint Sketch. Would do if my lid wanted to come off. And then we're just going to add some more. So again, I'm just being careful where I put it, because if I start plonking my fingers down, we're going to get really bad inky pinkies. I'm just being a little bit careful when I put my fingers down. Just like that. Get some up here. And I'm not worrying about the back of the tag, because obviously it's going to be matted onto that lovely blue pearlescent that I found. Honestly, if you'd have seen me a few minutes, well, about half an hour before we went live, I was nearly crying I couldn't find my black card. Because I know it's up there somewhere, but nope, can't find it. And then I found that beautiful pearlescent. Right, and then we've got our chipped sapphire, so you can see these are really dark colours. Not too dark though that we can't stamp over. So you'll notice I'm trying not to go, we've got patches of this darkish one, but it's not the main colour, if that makes sense, because otherwise when we stamp over it, it'd be a bit hard to see our image. I'm just going to pop a little bit there, and then all I'm going to do with what's left on my tissue, I can get my lid back on. There we go. Get that lid back on. And then we're just going to go around the edge, but just being careful where I put my inky pinkies. Oh, I'm going to need some more ink. Oh, good night, Mrs. Thomas. I know it's late. It's because of swimming. Yeah, little lady doesn't finish swimming till I think it's about 10 to 8 she finishes. So she literally comes home, has a shower, and I come out here, and Mr. Roo has to do bedtime. Yeah. Favourite night of the week it is. There we go. I'm just popping. And you know what I might even do? I've got some scraps over there, because this, can you see all this lovely ink on my desk if I move that to one side? This is looking pretty nice. So what we might do is do a quick mop up on that as well, because I do think that'll look quite pretty. Well, not pretty, but useful. Useful's the right word, isn't it? Right, see, look at them for colours. I'm gonna pop that over there. Oh, actually, look at that. That looks amazing, doesn't it? Yes, working. Right, so instead of just mopping up my desk, which we will do, I'm going to see if quickly. Try and see if I could find my index card book. But as always, it's gone walkies when I want it. Oh, hang on, is that it? No. Nope. It is an index card book, but it's not the one working at the moment. Nope, we're just going to get a mop up with some card. So all I'm going to do is just spritz it and pick it up. Because I think, oh, look at that. Those colours are just gorgeous together. I'm just being careful I don't pick too much up of the chipped sapphire and just take it all away, but beautiful colours, aren't they? Evening, Mum. Look at that for a background. Oof. That's going to be very useful. There we go. Right. So before I do anything else, I need to get this bit dry. Not that we're going to use that tonight. I'm not sure what we'll use that for, but those colours were just too nice on my desk not to pick them up. A bit of quick drying. That's fine. Oh, look at that as a... You could do almost lots of things on that, couldn't you? Anyway, that's going to go in my scrap pile over there. So at some point in the future I'll go, oh, perfect for something. And we're going to start straight off with our Crafty Jack. There we go. Didn't want to come off my stamping block. No, didn't want to come off me after tape. I'll get my words out right tonight at some point. I'm going to grab my black ink. To be fair, I am just... There's our Peter pointer from Monday. I'm just going to blast this as well, because I want it to be a nice crisp stamp. I just want to make sure this is nice and dry, because otherwise it could fight with my ink, and I don't want it to do that. Right. What I'm looking for really is that it's not moving. Yeah, so if I rub my finger on it, I'm not getting, yeah, not getting any colour. Right, so Crafty Jack it is. Probably going to get 4 up the sheet, aren't we? Up there. The tag. There we go. So we're just going to ink up our Crafty Jack. I'm going to put this one down here somewhere. Just like that. I'm going to give it a really good rub. Except for I'm not, because my finger doesn't want to. There we go. There's that one. I'm going to ink him up again. Going to move it over. We're going to have this one. I want this one about here because let's put something else there. I'm hoping I've left myself enough room now. Just like that. I'll have this one over here. Didn't leave a very big gap between that one, but that's okay. And then this one is going to come back down in this bottom corner. So something like, I'll just make sure I leave myself little gaps. My fingers don't want to stamp tonight. Not a night for a very detailed stamp like this one. So I'm just going to tidy up my desk. Some of that extra ink off my stamp first. There we go. I'll leave that on there for now, in case I decide I want a bit more. And I am just going to blast that with my heat gun as well. I don't want things to keep moving. As we know, versifying clay takes a little bit longer to dry. Not too bad actually. There we go. So we've got that. I just need to find, I want my awesome stamp, which should be right behind me. And it is in my little £3 pot. There we go. And this is where we hope I've left enough room. If I haven't, well, we'll have to have some serious thinking. We'll replan at another time. You know, I love that it's spring, but my hay fever, it's almost like a switch has gone. And my hay fever just, well, yesterday and today, oof, everyone's out cutting the grass. My eyes are stinging. And the cherry tree right outside the door is just in full bloom. It's absolutely beautiful. But it really doesn't do my hay fever any good. It's just kicked in. Right, I'm going to put awesome down there. We have a bit of awesomeness coming down here. I want that there. I'm trying to get this kind of level-ish. If it's not, we'll figure it out. At least I left enough room. You know, if I was thinking ahead, I should have probably stamped that bit first and then done my Crafty Jack. But I was a bit excited because he's been in retirement for quite a while. But we decided no, he's coming back out for the next month. And then we're going to grab my white gel pen. And all we're going to do is I want like scratchy borders around them. So I'm going to get a piece of paper so I don't get my inky pinky hands everywhere. I'm just going to come in and do scratchy. Yeah, I don't want doodle lines, I want scratchy lines. And then we're going to do the same going around that one. I might have jumped here because I might have wanted to do a little bit more with the Crafty Jacks. So just put that one in. extend this one around my awesome. I do like my awesome. Yeah, I want to do a little bit around my Crafty Jacks now as well. I should have done, yeah, should have done this beforehand. I'm just going to take my water, and all I want to do is just in the bits that would be white, I'm just going to paint a little bit out. Now bear in mind I have heat set this, so it's not going to move quite as much as it normally would. Again, I'm not being perfect or precious about it, I'm just taking it away a little bit. Lost my pile of water on my desk then. See all that colour that's actually lifting, which is amazing. Yeah, it's just adding a little bit more texture. I keep losing my puddle of water. Just gives us a little bit more texture to our I knew it was around there somewhere. There you go. The bigger the puddle, the more I can see it. There we go. So you can see, can't you now? I'm just going along where there's no cogs in the design. Just adding a little bit of water. So what would be white on the flag? Come on, that bit didn't want to come off. Go, it has now. There we go. Just taking that last little bit off. Right, I think I'm happier with that now. And then awesome. I can't decide if I want to colour it in white or we're just going to take some of the colour away. So we're going to take the colour away and then decide from there what we're going to do with it. Like that. See if I can do this as well while I'm here. Nearly. Getting a nice grungy feel to this. There we go. Still can't decide if I want it in white yet. We might do a bit of white work on it, but not totally white out. God, I've lost my puddle again. There we go. Right. me puddle this time. And we're just going to dry that off because we have got quite a lot of water on that little tag. Yeah, that awesome isn't jumping out enough. It's jumping out a lot, but not enough. So we're going to take our white pen in on that in a second. There we go. I'm just going to grab, where did I put it? Put it away, that's not like me. Tidying up as I go, that's definitely not like me. So what I'm going to do is on this inside edge, I'm just going to grab a little bit of white. We'll probably glossy accent this as well. Oops. Was meant to be near the line, but that bit didn't quite make it. There we go. So we've got our awesome. It actually looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I'll pick that up so you can see it properly. Look. Just a little bit of white work on there. We will glossy accent that in a second or two. So I want a stamp which I'm hoping is in this box. If it's not in this box, it is. That was my happy haha. Right, so looking all right, but I just want to add a little bit more to it. Oops. So I'm just going to grab my circles. I think I'll start with the big one and then, no, I'll start with a little one. Less is more, isn't it? So start with my little one and then we will grab it. So this is where I wanted my paint before. Ooh, I don't know, I'll splodge on my desk. Oh, unless I've got, I wonder if I have got, no, I was looking to see if I had a sponge anywhere nearby. No, we'll use our desk instead. I'm sure that's what my desk was made for, really. Just being like an ink palette. I only need the smidgen, tiniest smidge of water, of ink even, and use any paintbrush. I'll use that one. I'm just going to splosh it out on my desk a bit more. There we go. So all I've done is I've got white acrylic paint, but you could use anything. So I'm just going to pick it up on my stamp. If we were doing like brush show or something like that, you know how we do, how we roll. I am going to come back in with that one in a minute. I might even get a bit more paint on my desk. I'm not putting it anywhere near our awesome because that awesome is awesome enough, isn't it? We don't want anything else going on there. I'm just going to grab a little bit more paint. Oops. There we go. Oh, I've gone from not having enough to having way too much. There we go. So I'm just going to blot it down on my desk. The reason I don't want to leave it in a big puddle to pick it up from is because if I do that, all it's going to do is fill up my design full of paint and it's not going to stamp it nice and clean and crisp. Whereas if I do it this way, I need to move my paintbrush out of the way. There we go. I'm now not picking up as deep paint, so it's not going to go. Okay, right. I didn't want this one, did I? And then to clean your stamp, you can either just, depends how much paint you've got on it. If it's really bad, go and pop it in the sink for a couple of minutes and just wipe it over. Yep, says that one. But mine's just wiped off because I haven't, it's not a very big stamp and it's not got much paint on it. There we go, and I'll grab this one. Just need to make my puddle a bit bigger. My puddle of paint. You could use a brayer as well, but then I'd be getting my brayer messy as well. That's just a faff. Let's come back in. Oops. Just like that. Yeah, I think I'm quite happy with that. Yep, that nearly went everywhere, didn't it? Just going to wipe this off again. If it gets a bit stubborn, use your water, use your... Like I say, if it's really bad or you've got a really detailed stamp, pop it in the sink. You can use a toothbrush if it's in its nooks and its crannies. There we go. I'm just going to pop that back on there. Now, decision time. Well, no, let's get rid of the paint time actually, because otherwise we'll just end up with that everywhere, won't we? Take my paintbrush into wash as well. There we go. Clean-ish desk. I won't say it's clean, but it's cleaner. Okay, so we've got that, which is going to go on top of our lovely blue tag. Can you see that little border? Yeah, liking it. And then I was given some cogs a while ago and I found them whilst I was sorting out. So what we might do is just add, obviously we need to sort them out colour wise, don't we? I quite like that chunky one. Or should we do that and that maybe? We're going to do two, I know. So we're going to do two, I think. And I'm thinking with colours. What's going through my head at the moment is like, you know what, they look really cool with a bit of like gold or copper in there. We could just use one, couldn't we? Decisions. Sometimes it takes me longer to make the decision than it does to just go ahead and do it. I think I'm going to go with pink. I want them to look quite old, so I'm just going to add my Distress Oxide straight to it. We could have painted it with our paint, but I've tidied up my desk now. So I do want them to look quite ratty and quite old. Which is fine, because this is covering it quite well. I know what we'll do. Right, so we've got a pink one, and I'm going to go bright blue. It's a blueprint sketch. I know it's just eating up my tissue, but that's fine. We'll sort it out in a minute or two. Get my random tissue off in a second. There we go. Right. Come on, get my tissue off now because it's all spiked on there. Downside of tissue. There we go. Right, let's clean this desk up. There we go. And our blue fingers have been smurfed. Grab this on here. Again, I haven't got a clue where my tidy tray is. Probably been put away somewhere tidy. So I've got no chance of finding it. Right. And there we go. I've got some of the old Frantage embossing powders. So this one's copper. So it's like lumpy bits with pigment and mica and things like that in it. It's amazing. So all I'm going to do, stop faffing. Oh, that's my clean one. That's my dirty one. Not my dirty. It's not my dirty one though. What I tend to do is always have clean embossing pads on the go, and then once they start to look a bit ratty, I turn them into my dirty one. I've moved on my chair, so it's squeaking again. There it is. See, it's got dirty written on the side. And that way, if you want to do like a clear layer over something, you've got your emboss pad for that. And then this one, look, this one's ratty and horrible. But it also means I don't mind if it gets any more dirty. See, it's got some of the oxide sticking to it now. Lots of the oxide sticking to it. That's okay, because that's my dirty one. Right, so let's get sprinkling. Stay, thank you very much. Come on, open up. This has got all sorts in it, coppers and greens and bits and pieces. There you go. And I don't want it to cover the whole thing. Nope, nope, nope. I just want bits. Get that old look to it. There it is. If I touch that, I am going to get embossing powder all over me because my fingers are wet and inky and all sorts. So I'm just going to use my tweezers for once. I know I do have tweezers, honest. I'm just going to knock loads of that off, which I have done. Put it over there. I don't know why I whisper when I start using embossing powders. Normally because it goes terribly wrong at this point. There we go. You can see lovely green mica and stuff in there. Perfect for old copper cogs and things, isn't it? There we go. I'm going to put that straight in the bin because it has got bits and pieces on. Could have actually used it to hold my stuff while I was... The only thing is I can never get the lids back on these properly. So let me just argue with it for a moment. There we go. I think it's on. There you go, it is now. Not going anywhere, that lid. And we're going to grab our little cog and start heating it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get very hot fingers doing that. It does take a little bit longer because obviously it's got really big like rocks of enamel in there. Start to heat up. Rude, come on, come back. I only have a peg on my box, but I haven't got one today. Thinking about it. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. He's got an awful lot of franchise on it. There we go, there's that one. Thank you. And then we've got this little one. This one's going to be a bit of a menace to do, isn't it? We've got such fine bits to hold. No, it's doing alright so far. Nearly there. Last little bit. Where I was holding it wasn't quite done. And we saw what happened Monday when I wasn't when I didn't heat set everything. There we go. Right. Oh, turn the gun off. Right. I'm back over there as well. So we have our lovely little tag. They're very hot, so I'm not going to touch them for too long. I'm going to grab my glue. I've done it again. I haven't got a clue where my hole punch is, so we can put some what do you call it? Ribbon. I'm just putting loads on this because it's going to have quite a bit of a weight to hold. I'm going to pop this on here. That blue really does make it pop. I'm glad I couldn't find my black now. I didn't want it really, did I? No. Didn't want it at all. There we go. Do we put a little border around that as well with our white pen? I think we do. Just a little bit of a border. Nothing too much. Just doing a little scratchy one. Very, very close to the edge. Because at the moment all the highlights on this is in white, isn't it? Little scratchy border. I'm literally just tickling the paper almost. And I love as well where every time I touch it, because we're working on oxide, it's reactivating that oxide, and even the paint, you can see it's gone a bit pink or a bit blue where it's touched the different oxides. There we go. It needed the edge, didn't it? So we're going to pop that on there. Just having a quick look for my Nope, I've got a clue where it is. So I'm going to have to go old school and make a hole, I think. Oops. I'm going to go in with a hole about there. I forgot 2 layers of ink, 2 layers of card. It doesn't like it. So I'm just piercing a hole in it. I would have used my crocodile, but it's been missing, hasn't it, for a few weeks. So I'm starting to wonder where that's actually gone. Because I know my little one is in the drawers that we use at the shows. Because Mr. Roo found it and thought it'd be very, very useful for at the shows. It is actually, to be fair. So I will need to go back and make that a little bit tidier. Unless, if we can't see it when I put my ribbon in a second. Just once. That bag that's looking right at me, so bear with. I'm going under the desk. Hello. There we go. And another bit of a rummage. I've got plenty of black, maybe not the blue. Oh, hang on, I found the good stuff now. Got some purple too. That goes really well, doesn't it? I might take a bit of that one as well. Come on. I'm going to do that, and the black. I'm not going to have that one. The one I thought would work really well the first time. Right, nope, we don't want that one. So we're just going to cut a few little strips of this. I could colour tint it if I was being really picky tonight. I could go and colour tint our ribbon. It's a bit excessive, isn't it, that much? There we go. Need a little quick back. And then a bit of this cream as well. Because again, by adding the cream, it'll just pop like the white does. There we go. So I'm just going to grab all my enders. I'm going to use my scissors and poke. Actually, now I know where my tweezers are. Oops. Poke it through the hole. Perfect. Oh, I've gone a bit excessive with my ribbon. You're all sat there going, yep, you definitely have. That's okay. There we go. And I think I had a little bit of black. Because I'm not really going to be able to use that apart from tying a knot on something. And as I need a knot right now, we're going to grab that. Tie it around there. Like so. There we go. And the final thing I want to do before, well, I need to add my cogs, don't I? We did our cogs before. So I want my glossy accents. Oh, it's got a bunged up nib, this one. That should work now. Make sure I put my pin back, or else next time when it's bunged up I won't have a pin. Come on. No, it's been naughty. Nearly. It's always the glue and the glossy accents that get me. I once got asked why I never glue things together. It's because my glue, you know, on my lives and things like that. Ah, there we go. It's working now. Yes, I did just shoot that all the way up my arm. Thank you. Just in out awesome. And again, remember when we hit that glossy accent doesn't like me tonight. There we go. My eyes a bit flooded. Because for some reason it's decided to flow. It's gone from not letting me have any glossy accents to flowing everywhere. Always the way. Right, oh, out of there, you cheeky rat bag. Go like that for now. And then we're just going to stick these little fellas on. So I'm just going to add a bit of my glossy accents. Not my glossy accents, my cosmic shimmer. I could have used my glossy accents, and normally I would want. So we're going to have this one down here somewhere. Let's do it down there. I know I keep changing where these are going, don't I? There's that one. And let's get this one. Remember your glossy accents. No, your cosmic shimmer will dry clear, so those little white splodges you can see at the moment will disappear like magic. I'll pop that there. I'm just going to hold that for a second because I've not put anything underneath to make it stand up on the other side. I need like a little gem or something in the centre there. Oh, I've got a blue one there, that'd work. Let's see if I can do this while I'm still holding that. Oh, I did. One-handed tonight. Stay. It's only a teeny tiny gem. Might have needed something slightly bigger. It needed something in the middle. Maybe a bigger gem than that though. I'll find something. But anyway, there we go. Lid back on my glue, or else that won't work next time we come to use it. We have... Stay. Thank you very much. Right, so what have we done tonight? We have... Oh, I've just put a load of fluff. There we go. We have created a tag using some Distress Oxides. What colours did we use? We used Seedless Preserve, Blueprint Sketch and Chip Sapphire. Lovely combo. We've used our new little Crafty Jack, our mini Crafty Jack. Where is it? There we go. That one. White gel pen and our You're So Awesome stamp, and then just the circles with acrylic paint, which I really think add to it, don't they? It's cool. I've had so much fun making that. I don't think it looks too bad either, apart from if you just don't look at that because my glossy accents went everywhere. Apart from that bit there, because it's just flowing everywhere now. That, look at it. Look. I've got a flood of glossy accents. But there you go. One little Crafty Jack tag. Quite cool, isn't it? Or awesome, as we popped on there. So let me see if I can get the right button again, because I didn't do the right button before, did I? There we go. Got the right button that time. So that is it for me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. I've had some fun doing it, and I am very blue. Saying that, little lady came home from school earlier covered in blue. She'd been making a chessboard or chess pieces, and she's done them blue, and her hands were blue from the dye. So yeah, I'm now blue. We're matching. So yeah, thank you for joining me for that. I hope you enjoyed it. I've had fun making that one. You can tell, can't you? Yep, enjoyed that one. We will be back on Monday at 7 for some more monthly make fun. And do watch out, I promise, be posting the craft along details for the bank holiday weekend shortly, tomorrow even, or Friday, can't remember, one of the 2 days. So yeah, do look out for them if you want to join us for our craft along. It's all about masking, so quite a technical one this time, lots of cutting out. We'll get there. So I do hope you can join me for that as well, and enjoy the rest of your week. So I will see you all on Monday at 7. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.